Hello everybody, welcome back to our incredible anthropological odyssey. Just hanging out with a Neanderthal skull, enjoying my fossils, as I do every day. And speaking of fossils, I just wanted to put together a little bit more clear guidance for you on your fossil assessment paper. A little bit more about exactly how to write it really and how it's going to be graded. Okay. Sunday, June 7th, 11:59 p.m. I would encourage you to get them in earlier though, and I'll give a half a point extra credit each day early between now and June 7th for getting it in early. I'm encouraging people to turn it in early so I can avoid a huge grading crunch here at the end of the quarter. But it's not due until June 7th, 11:59 p.m. You don't have to have it in until then. 5 to 7 pages, excluding bibliography. And a title page if you use one. I would encourage you to. 12-point font, double spaced, left justified margin, meaning only the left side needs to be straight like this here, and the right side can be jagged. That keeps the space in between words even at one space. Though it's not wrong to have both sides justified, it's just not what I'm used to, and it's, I'm looking for one space between words anyway. I would encourage you to use APA style, but you can use whatever style you want to. If you put in figures or tables, label them in your text. A table caption goes above a table, saying something like Table 1, Neanderthal remains found in Europe, right? Figure captions go below the figure. A figure might be a map of, say, the range of Neanderthals or something. But anyway, those are details you can ask me about later. But I want you to understand this is a fossil assessment paper. I'm going to say that again. This is a fossil assessment paper. We've talked a lot about taxonomy in this class, the science of classification. And you've heard all kinds of species names thrown at you and is this one species or two species, this or that? Where does this fit into the larger human phylogenetic lineage? And that's what I want you to focus your paper on. For example, when you talk about, some of you are writing about Neanderthals, well, tell me about the taxonomic questions associated with their place in the hominid phylogeny. Are they the same species as us? Are they a subspecies? Some people call them archaic Homo sapiens. What does that mean exactly? Or Homo heidelbergensis? So we want to talk about taxonomy here and not get sidetracked. There's all kinds of things you could tell me about Neanderthals. Neanderthal burials, Neanderthal arts, Neanderthal hunting strategies, theories for why Neanderthals went extinct. A 5 to 7 page paper. I'm not asking you to overwhelm me with a whole bunch of information and tell me everything that's ever been found about Neanderthals. I want a concise 5 to 7 page paper that is a fossil assessment paper. That's what I'm looking for here. What are Neanderthals? Okay, where did the word come from? What does it mean? What's the basis for that taxonomic distinction? Okay, what's the fossil data? What distinguishes them from other archaic Homo sapiens or from modern human beings? So your paper should have, clearly, what exactly is the taxon referred to in the scientific literature? What is taxon versus species? Do you understand what the difference between those words are? Taxon, taxa, species, subspecies. Is it a species? Okay, what's its scientific name? And please make sure you write it correctly. This is a huge pet peeve of mine. Do not miswrite the scientific name for your species, if it has one. All right. Where has it been found? Okay, what are the sites? What's the geographic range? What kind of skeletal material are we talking about here? Some, like Neanderthals or Australopithecus afarensis, have quite a bit of skeletal material associated with them. Some of them, such as Sahelanthropus chinensis, has one partial skull. That's it. Where is it found and what was the paleo environment? Past environmental setting. Was it drier? Was it jungle? How was that paleo environment? How do we discern the paleoenvironment? Was there pollen data? Is there geological data that informs us about that? What are the dates? Okay, what are the dates and how have they been obtained? Through potassium argon dating, etc. Thermoluminescence. What is the morphology of the group? I mean, the defining traits. How do we distinguish Australopithecus afarensis from Africanus? All right, now, let's talk about some anatomical traits here. And here you can go into a little bit without getting too sidetracked about how they interacted with their environments. For example, how they, evidence of foodstuffs, what they ate, or anything else, but don't get too sidetracked here. What is the phylogenetic relationship of this group to other hominins? For example, did humans evolve directly out of Neanderthal populations? Did we interbreed with them? Or were they cousins? Whatever. Are there alternative interpretations? Edit your paper, print it out. You can just only do a rough edit on the computer screen, print it out, edit it closely, use paragraphs to set off changes in topic. Each one of these could be a couple paragraphs. Get typos out, don't capitalize words unnecessarily. Make sure you write the Latin name correctly. Okay, the sources that you turned in your previous annotated bibliography, I'm looking for some high quality sources. Academic sources. Don't just pull something together through Google search at the last minute. You should already have your sources. And okay, this is something I want to talk about for a moment. I don't want to read papers where somebody has obviously just pulled sentences from different sources at the last minute and cut it and pasted them into a paper or whatever. You need to be able to synthesize the data. Synthesize the data and paraphrase in your own words. That's what a high quality 400 level research paper is. You've read the material that discusses the taxonomic questions about Neanderthal and how they relate to the hominin lineage, and you can kind of put it together in your own words and cite your sources. That's what we're looking for. Don't use too many direct quotes. Even if you're citing your sources, using too many direct quotes is not appropriate because it's still constructing a paper with somebody else's words and sentence structure. I'm looking for a concise, clear, well-researched paper that clearly addresses the above requirements. It'll help me learn something specifically about this taxonomic category. All right? And that's what I want to read. I want to read some concise, well-organized, well-edited fossil assessment papers and not, things that are kind of disorganized and thrown together at the last minute and trying to cover a lot of material but none of it very well. Good. Well, yeah, and you've got, still got a couple weeks, so, but try to turn it in sooner if you can. I'm certainly willing to answer questions about it as much as I can. All right, I'm looking forward to reading these papers. Thank you.